All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 2:45 in the afternoon, and let's see if I can get Betrayal at Krondor to work. Good old game from the 90s. Let's see if things start up as they're supposed to. The scuff is real. There we are. Have it back to see if it looks right. Maybe. While credits roll, I can test elsewhere. Pretty good music too. City track. But yes. Skipping past the credits, seeing if I checking preferences. Looks good. Maximum detail. Guess I'll just have to trust in the functionality then and get started. So yeah, Betrayal at Krondor is a 1993 RPG by Sierra or Dynamics, and written at least by Raymond E. Feist, who also wrote the entire Rift War series. To a dark night. Blood-soaked rags collected at the boy's feet. One by one, tended with soldiers' blood wounds, stitched, salved, bandaged. They pathetically coated the weak pale fire. Fortunately, the roadside patient who needed the most. Fingers slit with ointment. He worked fervently with high offer captain. Brushing the injury with a light touch that to the untrained eye would seem only a friendly Thomas would recognize the telltale hand gesture as a magical healing perfection. Now, go inside, wipe his hand across the wound. No guarantees, though. Stitches may hold all the way to the wound, and again, pushed hard, he could easily stuck the head in something. Fine, Signor replied, smiling before rolling down his sleeve. It'll scar, but it's good for the noble's reputation. Lets the kingdom folk know he isn't resting on his laurels. and it impresses the ladies. I'll be sure to look you up in Tyburn if I ever need stitching up again. The boy accepted the compliment with a humble nod while he packaged away the rest of his medical supplies. His thoughts focused instead on a third man who slumped in the shadows across from them. Despite the manacles that bound the stranger's hand and the distance that separated them, the boy felt dreadfully exposed. His avenues of escape limited should Locklear's elven-looking prisoner decide to liberate himself. "What did he do?" Owen whispered, jerking his head towards the man. "Gorath? Let's just say that he had the disadvantage of being at the wrong place at the wrong time," Locklear said cautiously. He snatched a greenish apple out of his knapsack, offering one to Owen. "I have to take him to Krondor." "Did he kill someone?" Owen asked. "Nope. He attacked you." The seigneur wiped apple juice from his mouth, shook his head. No, not exactly." "Well, who cut you up then?" Before Locklear could reply, Gorath leapt forward, his chains writhing between his wrists, metallic vipers. "Get out from under foot, Owen. Assassin in the camp." Not struggle so as if I wish to keep you alive. Let's see. Oh yes. So we start out finding the assassin's body. Gorath checked the corpse. "No sense being squeamish," he said, rifling through a rucksack which lay next to the body. "Supplies are supplies wherever you find them. This fellow won't be needing them anymore." Laying the brown parcel aside, Locklear carefully undid the short length of string that bound the package. Although standard rations generally contain salted sweetmeats, hard rolls, sliced apples, and strawberry tarts, he was eager to get at whatever food was inside. Okay, that seems to be untainted at least. And he can get the lockpicks. Locklear checked their funds. Although the values had fluctuated in the past 5 years due to trading disagreements with cash, the last time he had checked with traders there had been 10 silver royals to each golden sovereign. A favorable exchange rate, assuming of course they had some of either type of coin. After thoroughly searching all their possessions, he discovered they had 14 sovereigns and 3 royals. The ashes were cold. Wiping the grime off his hands, Locklear shook his head. "Someone or something obviously set up camp here, but it's hard to say just when." "And that looks like a chest." Locklear gritted his teeth. While they had agreed the box should be opened, he was privately concerned the previous user might have left behind an unpleasant surprise. That was nice. Now we're up to 20 sovereigns and 5 royals. Let's see. Where should I go next? I have some hints. Yes. Gorath seemed distant. Though the Morel warrior didn't appear grieved about killing the assassin that had followed them from the Northlands, his eyes had a baleful look in them that seemed something between hatred and rage. Several times he glanced back at the corpse that lay behind them in the dust, his thoughts unguessable from his expression. Do you wish to bury him? We could do that. It is not our way. I simply am somewhat disturbed that he should come after me. He was a kinsman. There are other things that trouble me as well. Delican's assistants are slow but not altogether stupid. Another like Hasseth, and you only have my corpse to drag before your Prince Arutha. Sorry, you don't get off that easily. As long as you are under my command, you are forbidden to die, Moredo. I've gone far too much trouble keeping you alive to bury you now. It's time that we took the chains off of you. It'll be far easier for you to defend yourself if your hands are free to swing a sword again. Just set him free. I thought you said he was your prisoner. He is my prisoner, but the circumstances are terribly complicated. Even if he chose to sneak off, he'd be lucky to make it to the next town alive. This is the third such assassin we've run into since we left the Northlands. I have a feeling more will be waiting for us. He'll be much safer with me than I with him. As the boy would be, if he were to whisper the wrong word in the wrong ear, he could easily be the death of us. Me? Who am I going to talk to? I'm not even heading in the same direction. It wouldn't be a matter of who you'd talk to. You would be ears listening for word of another than trapped in the loop. I should have done this when we got to the camp. For the time being, you are my squire. Once we arrive safely at the palace, you'll be free to go your own way. I have pressing business in Tyburn. This is not a subject of debate. We must get to Krondor. My mission is of critical importance, and I don't have time to improvise an easy solution. The only other possible option would be to slit your throat and leave you dying. I have absolutely no desire to do that. Now let's get moving before Delican's assassin catch our scent again. They'll likely come looking when Hassett doesn't return from his mission. Let's see. Yabon. It's a town. It's best if we move through the town as quickly as possible. I left a wedding party here not too long ago, and it might raise unpleasant questions if I was seen here again. We may need supplies. There's a shop here called the Crossroads, where we might be able to pick up a few things. Otherwise, we should be cautious. Locklear looked around nervously as Owen knocked. Doesn't seem that anyone's about, he said. Luck's with us. Locklear knocked on the door. For a long moment he leaned against the door frame as he waited, positioning himself so he could listen for the sounds of any stirrings inside. When at last it was evident that no one was coming, he stepped back with a shrug. Doesn't seem that anyone's about, Locklear said. A bell rang. No sooner had Locklear managed to get the door open than he found the shopkeeper was escorting him inside. Everywhere looked clean. As much tempted to war as any temple of death, the crown shop offers stood there, weapons and armor. completely obvious the shopkeeper had no desire to haggle on the price, Locklear pressed on, praying that his natural charm would win him a cheaper price. For a short time it seemed that his victim's will was eroding, but at last the shopkeeper rapped sharply on the counter. Enough, the shopkeeper said. Buy at my price or be off with you. Yay. Hmm. And Claire ran his forefinger lightly across the rough grain of the whetstone. While it wouldn't last him long, it would be useful in keeping the edge of his sword from deteriorating. So he's got a 98% short sword. Oh. 89%. That wasn't as bad as he'd thought. Not wishing to make the error of a rash decision, he double-checked the broadsword for anything he'd missed, but it was in as good repair as he knew how to make it. So yeah, the repair mechanic is interesting. And there's the skill issue. See if I recall correctly. He doesn't need to practice all the skills, but most of them. Owen's not gonna need much melee, but casting is definitely his thing. Assessment. Might as well learn a little armor craft and weapon craft. Actually, no, he doesn't need the weapon craft. Barding and haggling and lockpick and scouting and stealth. Might not be the most efficient use of the various focuses, but all the same. Definitely not a good idea. This is my aunt's house. As much as I would enjoy the opportunity to explain why I'm traveling with a Moredel, I think we should leave. Locklear knocked on the door. Doesn't seem that anyone's about. Owen tried the door. The building appears to have been abandoned. They locked up after themselves. Think we should take a shot at opening it up? Yes. With a pleasant click, the key turned in the metal lock. Let's take a look at what's inside, Locklear said. The lock successfully picked. Locklear pushed open the door and entered the small building. Looks like this used to be some sort of laundry shop, but apparently it's gone out of business, he said. Let's take a look around. Owen gets a suit of armor. This is useful. Yeah. Yeah, there was nothing else there. Gorath pointed to the house. I don't know, Owen replied to the unasked question. I know it's not a relative's house. Good enough, Gorath said. Turning on his heels, he marched to the door and knocked lightly as Owen watched the streets After a few sorry. After a few moments, a disheveled-looking man answered the door. They talked for a short while and discovered the man had spent the better part of the night trying to break into a laundry shop that had recently gone out of business. The owner closed up shop and never returned the suit of armor I was having cleaned. If you can get in there, it's all yours. I'm very tired. If you'll excuse me, I'd like to go to sleep now. Lucky thing we already got that armor then. Let's see, now we should continue toward Tirsog, which is a soggy location. That's along the road northwards, yes. And there's supposed to be a chest nearby. Oh. Hmm. That joy you feel when you find that there seems to be some missing information on the map. Or the markings are incorrect. We need rest. We do. Seems that the guide was somewhat incorrect in the description of the closed laundry. Well, northwards I go then. The building creaked in a way that made Lochlan nervous. You stay out here, he told Gorath. Something doesn't feel right about this place. I'm going to have a look around. When he returned a minute later, he had a grim look on his face. What did you find? There was an open chest lying on an empty work table. It looked as though it had been tricked with a system of tripwires and flints. The contents were no doubt explosive. Someone's been up to no good, and we best leave before they get back. Rough in its construction and battered with iron, the metal box would be impossible to open without solving its word lock. And judging by the marks on the face of the chest, others had learned that lesson after much difficulty. Gorath scanned the runes embossed on the metal plate, its text their only hope of opening the difficult word lock. In all the world none can compare to this tiny weaver, his deadly cloth so silky and fair. Tiny weaver, silky and fair. Spider. I actually do like these word locking puzzles. Let's see who's got the worst armor. Gorath has the worst armor. Shades of blue and alabaster chased one another around the surface of the spiral shell, winding tighter and tighter until the colors became an indistinguishable blur towards the center. While such shells were not entirely unique, they were sometimes collected and sold by poor peasants. Snail shells are a financial convenience. And with that, I just got the financial incentive to swing by the crossroads again. In Yabon. Yep. Note to self, click the right location. Few summons and 2 rivals. Sure. It's a Then we can improve the armors. Here. Because you never know when an ambush is gonna happen again. Oh, look. Locklear struggled to make sense of it all as the enemy advanced. His concentration was in two places. His legs making circles on his stance and balance, and on his opponent, wondering how they'd been able to track them down so quickly. All such thoughts were quickly forgotten as the enemy charged into their ranks. One step away from the opponent, so Owen can't cast spells being up close and personal. That's not the right button. Oh, that was an auto battle button. Oh well. Guess I haven't played this in a few decades. Well, I won. Is the text. Owen looked for supplies. Feeling a bit like a vulture, he turned the body this way and that as he searched for anything that might be of use to them on their journey. All in all, he supposed that if he were the dead man, it wouldn't matter to him any longer what happened to his belongings. Once the rations might have been edible or even appetizing, but the stench that wafted from the open parcel was more than enough to turn Locklear's stomach. It could not be eaten. Yeah, not touching those supplies then. And then let's see. Sharpening all the swords, hammering all the armors. Yeah. The armor was undamaged then. Let's see, 88 and 85%. Still the best we got. The armor was 85%, yes. Locklear's abilities have increased. Weapon and armor craft, excellent. So back to the crossroads, because we don't need the extra swords and armors. Now what should I run into next? They agreed to attack. Going over the plan as quickly as possible, Locklear laid out a simple strategy. "We're set then," he said. "Let's just hope our advance is undetected, or our advantage will be lost." The Betrayal warrior grinned, sidestepping their surprise attack, trying to gain higher ground. He waggled a pocket forefinger. His eyes alighted on the plotted eagerness. "Fine," he said, very politely. "We shall do this the hard way." The battle was won. "Search the body for supplies," Locklear suggested, then amended, "but make it quick. There are more waiting out there. Let's not be here when they return." Another key, another sword, another armor. It's improvement on what he's got. You just... Distributing the best equipment to the people who can use it the most efficiently. Locklayer's weaponcraft ability has increased. The face of the door was covered with a pattern, a strange semicircle formed of oily black smudges that joined at the iron door latch. On closer examination, it seemed that the smudges were actually fingerprints of some kind. I really should have that cleaned, I suppose. Locklayer jerked upright at the sound of the gruff voice. Padding from around the corner of the house, a balding man stopped next to Owen and held up a palm stained with black ink. A scribe tends to make quite a mess. Occupational hazard. Scribe? Among other things, he said. Currently, I've accepted a commission on behalf of a traveling merchant to do a survey of all the mercantile boxes in the area. He cast a knowing look at Gorath. Perhaps you would be interested in helping. And what would we profit of it? Gorath said quietly. Information, the scribe replied. I've acquired a book I think you'll find very interesting. There's a box just west of Hawk's Hollow, on the southern side of a small hill. Find out what's in that box, and I'll give you the book. Now leave me, I have much work. Just west of Hawk's Hollow, that's a bit of a distance away, though. So yes, continue towards Tirsog, which is a soggy location up there. Something had been buried under the dirt. The hole's not big enough to put a man in, so it's safer to assume it isn't a grave, Locklear said. Might be a secret cache of food or supplies. Let's take a look. It's a torch and a herbal pack. Potent medicinal aroma wafted from the herbal pack as Owen looked it over. Without opening it up, he was certain it contained the standard materials, alum and the healer's alcohol. While it couldn't regain lost strength, it would go a long way to increase the rate at which he healed. And we need to rest. Preoccupation had dulled his senses, aware of his someone had thrown water over into a pleasant dream. Butler grabbed Gorath's shoulder. There's something very not right about the ground before us. Blinding the guy. The battle was won. Search the body for supplies, Locklear suggested. Then amended, but make it quick. If there are more waiting out there, let's not be here when they return. Gorath checked the corpse. No sense being squeamish, he said, rifling through a rucksack which lay next to the body. Supplies are supplies wherever you find them. This fellow won't be needing them anymore. A Moredal brooch. Never quite got how that's pronounced. By the look of it, the malachite and silver brooch had been meant to be a cloak fastener or a setting for part of a larger piece of jewelry. Crude by kingdom standards, Moredal brooch could still demand a reasonable price in the right shops. A Moredal lamprey. As a universal weapon, the Moredal lamprey was poor. Imperfect balance wedded to the weapon's unwieldy weight made it classically difficult to control in close quarters and challenging for the shorter-limbed kingdom soldiers to use. Coffee's getting cold. And a suit of kingdom armor. Now Gorath gets a sword better suited to himself. And seeing as I'm still not 100% sure the game is working entirely right for the stream, I'm going to have to call it there before too much time is wasted on, well, a black screen. And I'll see you guys next time after I've taken care of some other business. Probably continuing tomorrow at an earlier hour and see how many hours I can squeeze out of it. See, did I just save? I just saved it. I'm gonna save again just in case, and then I'm gonna have to bid you adieu and a still good day.